What is a displacement reaction? By KayScience.com. A displacement reaction is where a more reactive element displaces or kicks out a less reactive element from its compound. Here is the reactivity series of elements, which we've learnt about in a previous video, and we can use the reactivity series to understand if a displacement reaction will take place or not. This reactivity series is composed mainly of metals, except there are two nonmetals, carbon and hydrogen. We're now going to understand what a displacement reaction is by thinking about what happens when Mg reacts with CuSO4. That's magnesium reacting with copper sulfate. So in this chemical reaction, we have magnesium reacting with copper sulfate, where we can see from the reactivity series, magnesium is higher than copper. So magnesium is more reactive than copper. As magnesium is more reactive than copper, magnesium will displace copper from copper sulfate, forming magnesium sulfate and copper. Therefore, on the balance symbol equation, we can now write MgSO4, AQ for aqueous, plus Cu, S for solid. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. So a displacement reaction is when a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its compound. You can think of displace as kicking something out, where a less reactive metal is displaced or kicked out by a more reactive metal. We can summarize what's happened in this chemical reaction using pictures, where this represents solid magnesium reacting with copper sulfate solution. So when the magnesium reacts with the blue copper sulfate solution, they react to form orangey brown solid copper, which settles at the bottom, and a colorless magnesium sulfate solution. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Now let's say iron reacts with zinc chloride. We're going to use the reactivity series to figure out what will happen. So let's say we have a beaker. We pour the zinc chloride solution into the beaker, and we have Fe, which is iron, and we place the iron into the beaker as well. We can see from the reactivity series, iron is below zinc. So zinc is more reactive than iron, or iron is less reactive than zinc. Therefore, there will be no displacement reaction, as iron needs to be more reactive than zinc to displace the zinc from its compound. So we will see no chemical reaction and there will be no changes. So because there is no reaction, in the word equation for the products, we just write iron plus zinc chloride to represent how there has been no chemical reaction, as the reactants and products have not changed. Pause the video here to practice the keywords. The answers will follow. Press pause to answer the questions. The answers will follow. If stuck, just rewatch the video. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. And don't forget to visit KayScience.com for more videos, worksheets, and quizzes at KayScience.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.